Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily PIB analysis video. In the evening these videos come, in the morning the Hindu paper analysis videos they come. So both in Hindi and English you are getting these videos, and the PDF you are getting on the Telegram channel and on my Facebook group that I have given on the last page. And we are discussing important MCQs daily, and this collection is huge till now I think, and this is the time when you are only solving questions. The last 15 days are left for the prelims givers this time. So this is the time when you are revising all the current affair issues, and these questions are going to be very, very crucial. These are going to be the biggest help in the current affair section, I'm telling you. So please revise all the questions that I have given to you till now since 1st of January. So it is around 4.5 months, and many questions are there. So let's start the lesson 15th of May, and these are the numbers there you can call and you can ask for these pen drive courses. This is the website where chat section is available. All these courses are created by experts, available at 60% off. So experts, they have created these courses, very crucial courses for the 2020 and 2021 aspirants. QR code, the quick response code, consists of black squares. That's correct. Always remember whether this is given as the squares or the rectangles. It is never rectangles. It is always squares with the QR code. They are arranged in a square grid. Again, the square grid on a white background, processed using Reed-Solomon error correction technology. That is perfectly correct. An image can be appropriately interpreted. So that's correct. First statement is right. Second statement, it needs a scanner. That's correct. And camera cannot recognize the info under it. No, camera also can recognize the information. You see, it actually needs a software here, and camera can capture the image and then the image can be processed there. So it is only about the image that is taken by the scanner or the camera, and the particular software using the technology RACC technology that is going to interpret the information. So only one is the correct answer, second is wrong. Government is planning to mandate a quick response code based payment method option using UPI at all the shops. You see, already we are using Paytm, UPI payment systems where we most of the times scan the code, and that is the QR code. You can see, you must have seen that barcode system that is having many lines like this. So that's a barcode system, but that can carry less numerical data, and here the alphanumerical data can be stored, and it's way more than the barcode. Around 7,000 numerical characters or 4296 alphanumerical characters can be saved here. And this is about the standard QR. There is micro QR which can store 35 numerical character, and IQR, that's an advanced one that is going on these days. These codes can massive 40,000 numerical characters it can store here. So much more information can be stored with this, and this is a very protected system, and that can be used in the digital payment system. So government is planning a mandated method for that. GST Council has given the approval for this, and this QR payment is reported to have witnessed exponential growth in consumers adoption in ASEAN countries. So there they are using it heavily. These are the advantages of it, and for the invoices, for the data loss, security breaches, these all things can be managed with that. So it's a very effective one, and it is better than the POS machines. That's why it's very correct, because it is much more safer here. It was introduced in Japan in 1994, and in the automotive industry it was started. And now remember this Reed-Solomon error correction technology that is used under it. Next, which is not a toxic heavy metal. You see, WHO has this list of 10 heavy metals mainly which are affecting the human health, and all are creating a lot of negative impact for the humans. There are different kinds of degrees of exposure. Some are acute or the lesser time exposures, some are long time exposures, and there are different impacts. Arsenic, lead, cadmium, all are important heavy metals. Cadmium, we also learn about cadmium in the Minamata disease and in the nuclear reactors where cadmium rods are used as moderators. And you must have heard about the lead also, lead, chromium. These are normally found in the fuels and fly ashes and all. And lead is very common of heavy metal, very dangerous one. It is a major pollutant in the NACS index also. And these days, by using technology, they are removing lead from these petrol and diesels also, because these were found in the fumes of it. And arsenic, we have learned a lot of things about arsenic in the last 2-3 days. So ABC, all are the heavy metals. So D is the answer here. You can see manganese, chromium, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, selenium, silver, antimonum, thallium. These all are heavy metals. Okay, so remember all these things, and WHO has the list of 10 chemicals or major public concern heavy metals. Chelating agents are those agents which can be attached with the metals. So these chelating agents, they are used in the treatment of these heavy metal exposure. If these are going into your blood, then they can be removed by these chelating agents only. That's the only way, and it's very, very difficult. And you see the exposures, that creates a lot of negative impact, and these dreaded disease like cancer, fibrosis, diabetes, tremors, pink disease, the Parkinson's disease and all, these all are feared that they are happening because of some heavy metal poisoning also, and that's for the chronic exposure or the long time exposure. So there may be the impacts. Bull strike, it's a joint strike between the India's armed forces, Indian Navy, Army and Air Force, all of them. They are doing this exercise, and you see US Chief of Naval Operations Admiral John Michael Richardson, he is on a visit to Indian forces and all, and so he attended this particular exercise also, and all our Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Army Staff, all were present there. Malabar Exercise is a very important exercise. It is between India, Japan and America. So that is to counter the China's influence mainly in the Indian Ocean region. These years the more focus is countering China's efforts. Otherwise it used to happen there, and there is a Quad group also. So that is also related to the Indian Ocean, because in the Quad group, India, Japan, Australia and USA, all these 4 countries are there, and that is again countering China's impact in the Indian Ocean region. So this year Indian Ocean would be very, very important, and this particular bull strike, that's, as I told you, happened in Terrace Island in Andaman and Nicobar. There is a Terrace Island there, and please go on the map and find the location there. They may ask you about that. So it's a joint exercise for all these forces, and these are different ones. These I told you because these will be relevant this year in the prelims examination. Next, which country to become the world's first country to measure its success based on the well-being of its citizens? It's New Zealand actually. Always these countries are on the top of all the lists, all the progressive lists. These countries are always on the top. New Zealand has claimed to be world's first country because they announced the budget to focus on poverty and mental health mainly, and these are very crucial areas, and it's a very, very progressive step that should be taken by all the countries. But you see, these are the highly developed countries, so they can take these kind of steps, and these are really the doable things for them. And they are calling it a well-being budget. They're saying that already we have a rockstar budget, rockstar economy, sorry, and still many groups like the poor children and mentally struggling people, so all these are left behind. So we are gonna include all of them, and according to the IMF predictions, New Zealand economy is expected to grow at around 2.5%, and in 2020 it will go around 2.9%. So these numbers are not so great like Indian economies, because India is a growing economy, it's a developing stage, so the numbers for the GDP growth is very high. But for these developed countries, these numbers are not so much, and they are already developed, so they do not need those many numbers. So these are bigger than that. And this issue of maintaining the well-beings and the happiness issues and the poverty, mental health, and the peaceful conditions for the people, social issues and all, these were kicked off by Kingdom of Bhutan by starting the happiness index in 2008. So it was regarding the psychological health, living standards, community vitality, environmental, cultural resilience and all. So these were the crucial things, and actually this world needs these things today, because we do not need much luxury. That is not helping us. That is actually creating more and more problems. More and more inequality is there, and people are behaving like mad people. They are ignoring climate change, they are ignoring environment. So we need these ethical parameters, and this is the need. That's why this question will become very, very important this year. Next, Indian Medical Council Amendment, second ordinance. Actually this amendment, this Indian Medical Council Act 1956, so they brought this ordinance in February. The previous ordinance was there in January month, and before that they also brought it in September. So it is actually regarding the medical education and the practice, because this act is dealing with the medical education and practice both. And they are changing some numbers for the board members and all. They are raising these numbers from 7 to 12, and they are assigning a secretary general and this SD would be appointed by central government, and that is going to assist these board of members, which are now 12 in number. And you see, remember, this act is very, very important. 56 was the year when this act came, and now the amendments are being done here. Okay, and this second statement is again right, and C is the answer. Both are correct here. Super session of the MCI, it is talking about the super session, and they are saying that it used to be for 3 years that it would be reconstituted. Now it will be reconstituted after a period of 1 year, and board of governors would be there from 7. The numbers are going to be raised by 12, and the ordinance provides for the board of governors to be assisted by a secretary general appointed by the central government. So not the state government, central government, remember that. Next, Constitutional 125th Amendment Bill. You see, it is the amendment bill, it's not the act. Amendment acts are amendment bills. These two are different things. Always remember that. When it is passed, then it becomes act. When it is proposed there, then it is a bill. So it is amending the 6th schedule that is dealing with 4 states, AMTM, Assam and Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram. Manipur is not there. Remember that. It is Mizoram, not Manipur. So many people are confused with that. 4 states are there, which the 6th schedule is dealing with, and autonomous districts are given in this particular schedule, and they are talking about the district autonomous councils which are managing the issues. So their elections are held, and governor is having many powers regarding these districts, autonomous districts. So if we talk about the discretionary powers of the governor, then these are the maximum with these 4 states where these governors are appointed. And you see, this amendment is regarding the additional village and municipal councils which were not there earlier. Now, in addition to these district councils and the regional councils, village and municipal councils will also be there. So this particular amendment act is talking about their addition, and their finances would be maintained by the State Finance Commission, and where governor would be appointing them, and the State Election Commission would be appointed by governor, and that would be taking care about their elections, village councils and municipal councils elections. And one more addition is there. Now, on the ground of defection, governor can remove some of these members which are elected here. Earlier, there was no provision of removing members on the grounds of defection by the governor, but now governor can remove some members on the basis of defection. And tell me, in the Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha, on the basis of defection, who can remove? The chairman in the Rajya Sabha and the speaker in the Lok Sabha. That person can remove members on the anti-defection law provisions, that is regarding 10th schedule. Anti-defection law is 10th schedule, and 6th schedule is regarding these 4 states and these scheduled areas. Other scheduled areas in this country which are maintained by 5th schedule. Okay, remember that. So this is all for today. We'll meet again tomorrow, and thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Sani, and the important questions will bring again tomorrow. Here you will get the PDF here.